Hi guys, Luton here, and I got a bit of a first base defence for you on Nebandan today. Now this is a pretty good round. You can see we've already taken them down to 50 tickets, so they take a bit of a beating on that initial wave. They tried to push in pretty hard. They managed to just knock them back there. I didn't have much involvement though at that stage in the game, so I've kind of pulled it back right here. I was a bit further off. But anyway, disable on that heli there, and the helicopter is such an important thing to take out at this first stage because it can really deal damage, you know. But this is a very tricky base because you're penned in here. Unlike so many maps where you can kind of spread out a little bit, you have almost no cover whatsoever, so this can really become a horrific fight right here. I was firing down using this G36, not really hoping to get any kills at this range really. At this range I am, where they're kind of just here at this sort of medium range, but long range it's going to kick out quite a lot, and I'm not probably going to be able to really snipe targets off there. They're moving around quite a lot between these rocks anyway. I'm still trying to get some fire down on them. Mainly when I'm firing at targets at this range, I'm generally hoping to just get a couple of hit. You see there, that's kind of fine range, these two guys right here, but any further than that, I'm really kind of aiming for hit markers more than anything else, just to try and kind of freak them out, sort of think, oh crap, we're taking fire, maybe they'll just slow down a little bit. Now you can see they've taken another 10 tickets here, and this can be a really intense base basically. It's really full on, and as attackers you need to be aware of that as well. You need to throw everything in. Their tank, you can see, this is a good point to make as well, as their tank as attackers, it's sitting right out in the open there, and look at the amount of rocket fire it's taking from us. I posted a video before saying about how you need to deal with vehicles, and this is an exact counter of that. This is an exact defense turned on its head from the last round that I posted, where I showed on the pipeline how we just rolled over them using the LAV because we were taking no fire from it at all. This is almost the opposite, where my team is laying down tons of fire against that tank, and you can see we've managed to neutralise that. We're taking out the helicopter constantly and focusing it down, and in game when we were on the comms, some of my other guys were constantly saying, like Madden and Scorpion, they were saying like, is anybody dealing with the helicopter, who's on that? And I was saying like, yeah, I've got an Igla guys, I'll focus on that heli coming down. Now you can see these guys flanking in here. How I didn't die there, I don't know. And you can see, can you hear now our tank's moved up on this right hand side as well, so the tank's moving up to try and control, so we're moving around the base carefully. Now I'm constantly looking as well, where are my team on the rest of the side? We've got people on the left hand side here, but look how destroyed this base is right here. We've got very little cover, so if they get a plant on this base it's going to be very hard for us. And you can see how people are kind of nicely distributed around the base as well. See how we've not got a big cluster of people. Look, we've got the tank and one of my guys in my squad on the right hand side, we've got a few people around the back, we've got a few people at the front, and we're kind of trying to generally move around and deal with things in the base. This is very important as a defense because you don't want any weakness in your kind of general defense spread, especially on a base like this where people can easily run in fast, flank and get a plant. And the trouble is that on a base like this, once you get a plant, it's very hard to defuse because they've got these kind of range. See how they got this snipers right up here, and I managed to get a couple of hit markers on him again at that range with just a red dot sight. I'm not necessarily hoping for a kill. We're trying to kind of generally control these guys, look around the base, work on it. But as I say, one of the most, the highest dangers of a map and a base like this is that if they get a plant, you're going to have a very difficult time to get that diffused, unlike on some other bases. So really holding off on the diffuses is the key, but we'll see how it can go down later. See how this helicopter is just flying low around the base right here? It's just spamming us down. And to be honest, a better tactic for that helicopter, although I'm using an Igla, he would be at real danger there of getting a fluke sort of RPG or whatever hit on him. And you can see the effectiveness of these snipers. Snipers are actually a really effective tool, provided you don't have too many of them on a base like this, because you could have one or two guys, provided they're skilled enough, sitting up on that hilltop, and just the distraction and irritation of having a sniper constantly headshotting people, that can really demoralize you. I know on a different map like this, I was on that staircase again, and the same sniper took me out like 2 times, maybe even 3 times in a row. Even though I was being very careful, he managed to kind of get the drop on me every time I would slightly move forward, because he had it perfectly range marked and lined up there. So if you have a good sniper who can do that, it's very dangerous, because he can distract people's attention, and all of a sudden that's all you need to kind of create weakness in the base, because people start getting distracted, they don't notice other things because they're too focused on snipers. And I've been in games before, here we go again, you see. I've been on games before, even for example in Bad Company 2, people remember on the Isle Innocentes, where you have a lot of snipers up on the ridge there, and when you have multiple snipers, if they're actually effective, if they're actually killing people, it can become a real sort of fear and distraction. Look at the map here, look how they've got a team of 6 people pushing down, and the tank is coming right down into our base right here. So see how we've gone from this, see this is a much aggressive push here, down only on 20 tickets here, so it was great to kind of show this in game, and I've got nothing to deal with it because obviously I'm on the Igla, but I wanted to still get in and try and go for this tank. You know, if I die, who cares? It's just important that I try and get on this tank, but luckily I managed to get a lucky kill. But now look, see how that tank pulled, you know, how many people have we got back here? We got 4 people back here, 5 people, 6 out of the base, so they've managed to just turn it around. One of our guys was on the defuse there, but like I said, he got taken down. The helicopter's in the air, but I've got no choice but to get in here right now and get onto this target, and luckily my guys have kind of spread out around me to make sure I keep it off and we get a good defuse there. But you see how a situation can unravel very quickly with the tank. Now, a good point to make was that, you know, remember how we were focusing that tank down early on, and then because of a couple of other factors that were happening, things that we had to deal with, we suddenly couldn't turn our attention onto that tank. You see how it moved around the base, caused confusion, and then immediately they were onto that target and got it armed. Now, this could have very easily gone the other way. We did well here to get that defuse, but how easy would it have been for the enemy heli to kind of come around a different way? Or what if a sniper had a good angle on me? You know, if the sniper had just moved around that ridgeline a little bit more, he probably could have got an angle on me there if he'd have gone around both sides. So these kind of games can go very, very easy the way. And you look at the scoreboard right here, they've taken a beating coming down that hill because we were laying that fire down so effectively on them. But again, a couple of things they could have done better. They could have dropped some smoke to come down the hill. They could have pushed more aggressively with their vehicles at the beginning as a team rather than one by one, and that probably would have helped them out a lot. Anyway, a great effort by them there, and it could have very easily gone either way. Thanks for watching today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please rate the video, and any questions or thoughts, I'll look forward to reading them, and I'll see you next time for some more Battlefield 3.